Hello class 7 students, welcome back to the classes of geography. Today we are going to start our last chapter of geography, which is chapter 10, Life in Grasslands and Dry Areas. Learning objectives: temperate grasslands, deserts, the prairies, the Sahara Desert, hot, the Velds, Ladakh Desert, cold. Let's warm up. Below are the given some pictures of animals living in Sahara Desert. Identify them and write their names. Application skills. Grasslands. Grasslands vegetation regions are dominated by grass. These large, flat, open areas are found on every continent other than Antarctica. The type of grass depends on the climate of the area. Grasslands are divided into two major types: tropical grasslands and temperate grasslands. Tropical grasslands are also called savannas and they are usually found in Africa, where it is warm and dry all year. Answer the following questions. A. In grasslands, grass grows from the A. 1 foot, its base, third, bottom. B. Into how many types is grasslands divided? C. What is the other name of tropical grasslands? Try to find the answers of these questions by yourself. In the previous lesson, we have read about life in the tropical and subtropical region. Similarly, in this chapter, we will read about natural vegetation, wildlife and human habitat in temperate grassland and dry areas like deserts, as studied in previous lessons. Grasslands are regions with rainfall deficient for forest trees to grow and more than enough to keep the land dry. Grasses grow in some height in these regions and are called grasslands. On the other hand, deserts are the vast landscapes with sand and very minimum vegetation. Let us now read about life sustaining in these regions. Temperate grasslands. Like forests have trees, grasslands have grass. We have divided the world grasslands into two categories: the temperate grasslands and the tropical grasslands. The grasslands depend on the factors like climate and soil. In this section, we will study about two temperate grasslands: the prairies of North America and the velds of South Africa. The prairies. They are found in the USA and Canada. They have flat and gentle slopes in the west of Mississippi or hilly areas of the Rocky Mountains. It is also known as the Sea of Grass because no trees are found in the high region but near the lowlands where rivers valley connect. Grass height reaches up to 2 meters. The grassland stretches to the west in the Rocky Mountains and to the east in the Great Lakes of North America. The province of Manitoba, Alberta, Saskatchewan and Ontario commit to the Canadian prairies. The provinces of North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Nebraska, Iowa and Wisconsin commit to the USA prairies. Two tributaries, the Mississippi in the USA and the Saskatchewan River drains the prairies. The total stretch of the prairies is 6,000 km north-south and 2,000 km east-west. Climatic conditions. The summers are warm and winter are cold. The rainfall is 50 cm on average every year and falls during summer. The cold temperature falls below the freezing point because of the cold polar winds in the north and no trees to stop them. Fact file. American Indians were the native tribe of these grasslands along with the Cree, the Apache and the Crow and the Pawnee. The American Indians were popularly known as the Blackfoot Indians. This is all because the region lies in the interior of the continent. The rainfall decreases from south to north and east to west. The wind blows strong, thus clearing the grass of snow. During winters, there is a snow blanket that prevails over most part of the prairies. Chinook is a local wind that is warm in nature and blows during the winter season. It helps in the melting of snow and the land becomes available for pasturing. In this image, you can see summers in prairies, winters in prairies. Fact file. In North America, only 2% of the original grasslands remains. Farmlands have been formed by humans in the major parts of this grassland. Natural vegetation and wildlife. The major part of the grassland is grass dominated. Therefore, trees like willows, poplar and alders are found where water is sufficiently available. The regions with 50 cm rainfall are essentially used for farming. Crops like soybean, potatoes, alfalfa and cotton are cultivated in abundance. The regions with insufficient or no rainfall are made into pasturing and cattle rearing lands. Bison or the American bull is the main animal found in these regions. Now it has become a protected species as it was on the brink of extinction because of hunting. Other wildlife animals include rabbits, coyotes, prairie dogs, and gophers. In this image, you can see bison, prairie dog. Fact file. The large cattle farms are called ranches. They are looked after by tough men called the cowboys. Human life in the prairies. The people of this region are mainly agricultural farmers. Wheat is the main crop that is cultivated for both commercial and local use. Other than wheat, corn, oats, barley, rye, and oilseeds are cultivated in these regions. The soil is rich in humus and other organic materials and receives moisture from the snow melted by Chinook, which ultimately provides fertilized land for farming. The farmers have advanced knowledge of machinery in farming that has made North America the biggest food producing continent. The USA and Canada are two of the most developed countries of the world that lie in this region. Farmers use tractors, harvesters, and combines in the field. In this image, you can see tractor, harvester. The surplus wheat production has earned this region the title of granaries of the world. Other than farming, people are engaged in dairy farming. It is a huge industry like the food industry. Together, crop and dairy industry make the biggest market for the food industry in this region. Coal and iron are the major mineral deposits found in this region. The access to these minerals made railways, roads, and canals possible in this region. Cities like Chicago, Minneapolis, Indianapolis, Kansas, and Denver are important cities of the USA. Cities like Edmonton, Calgary, Winnipeg, and Saskatoon are important cities of Canadian prairies. Winnipeg is known as the gateway of the prairies. This advancement has made this region the biggest industrial region in the world. The Velds. The Velds are the temperate grasslands found in South Africa. The region is a high plateau region with highest ranging between 600 meter to 1100 meter. They can be seen in the south of the map of Africa. The Drakensberg mountain lies in the east. The Kalahari desert lies in the west. The region is drained by the tributaries of the Orange and Limpopo rivers. The slopes descends from east to west. The north of the region is called the High Velds as the height of the plateau reaches 1600 meter. The Atlantic Ocean and the Indian Ocean lies on the west and south of the region respectively. The range of hills covering the Velds is known as Witwatersrand. Climatic condition. In the region, the summers are warm but short and winters are cool and dry. Because of the Indian Ocean, the temperature remains mild across the region. July is the coldest month in this region with temperature ranging from 5 degrees Celsius to 10 degrees Celsius. The summers prevail from the month of November to February. Most of the rainfall occurs during the summer season, though the Johannesburg experiences summer at 20 degrees Celsius. In the month of June, July and August, rainfall may not occur, resulting in drought. Natural vegetation and wildlife. Most part of the region is dominated by the grass because of the semi-arid climate. Red grass is found in the lower plateau known as the bushveld. The grass in the highlands is covered with snow for 100 days every year. Vegetation is barely found. The Dutch gave the name the velds to these grasslands before the British colonization. Animals like lions, leopards, kudu and cheetah dominate the wildlife variety. In this image, you can see lion and kudu. Humans in the velds. A major area of the region is used for cattle rearing and mining. The discontinuous grasslands with barren land are the result of infertile soil. The lands where the soil is fertile, crops like wheat, maize, barley, potatoes and oats are grown. Cash crops include tobacco, sugarcane and cotton. The main occupation of the people is sheep rearing as sheep are used for their wool. This has brought the dawn of the wool industry in South Africa. The industry produces wool of fine quality like mohair and has become the second largest producer of this wool. Leather is another product of this industry. The second main occupation of the people is dairy farming. In this image, you can see the velds on map. Dairy products like cheese and butter are produced from the cattle reared in wet and warm regions. The products are used both commercially and locally. Minerals reserves are found in abundance in the region, setting up different mineral industries all over the region. These industries are mainly divided into four categories: coal, iron, gold, and diamond. Johannesburg is the world capital of gold. Kimberley is known for diamonds, leading to the commercial trade setup with Britain. This led to the colonization of the British in South Africa. Deserts. A desert is defined as land covered with sand, very hot and harsh temperature, receiving low rainfall with no vegetation. The deserts are of two types, cold and hot. The land with the availability of water is inhabited by the people. In this section, we will study about life in a hot desert like the Sahara Desert and in North Africa, and a cold desert like the Ladakh. The Sahara Desert, hot. It is the world's largest desert located in North Africa. It lies between 20 degrees north and 30 degrees south near the equator. This is the image of Sahara Desert. Other major hot deserts in the world are Kalahari, Arabian, Atacama, the Thar, Great Australian, and the Mexican Desert. The Atlantic Ocean lies in the west and the Red Sea lies in the east of this desert. The land extension measures 8.54 million square kilometer. Only 1/4 of the land is covered with sand. Rest of the land is covered with elevated plateaus with rocky surfaces and gravel plains. Most of the land is barren and waste and is also known as El Khela. The desert has uneven land like plateaus, plains, basins, and highlands. The desert is bounded by 11 countries, namely Algeria, Chad, Egypt, Libya, Mauritania, Morocco, Niger, Sudan, Tunisia, and Western Sahara. The Atlas lies in the northwest of the Sahara Desert. In this map, you can see Sahara Desert. Lake Chad is the only lake that provides fresh water to the region. It lies on the southern border of the desert. The Nile and the Niger rivers touches the border of this desert. Climatic conditions. The days are extremely hot and dry and the nights are cold. There is rainfall for a very short period of time. The sky is clear and cloudless due to the dry weather. The temperature fluctuates between 55 degrees Celsius to below freezing point from day to night. Think smarter. Why is it surprising that Sahara Desert is home to many strange animals, natural vegetation, and wildlife? Due to the extreme temperature fluctuations, vegetation and wildlife are scarce. The only plants that grow are date palms, cactus, and acacia. These plants have waxy and leathery leaves that can retain water and long roots. Date palms grow only where oasis is found. The wildlife is also fewer in number, including scorpions, jackals, camels, hyenas, foxes, snakes, and lizards. Humans in the desert. The harsh climate does not allow permanent settlement of the tribes living in the desert. Two nomadic tribes, the Bedouins and Tuaregs, are common tribes along with the others. They rear livestock which provides milk, meat, hides for their survival. Fact file. In ancient times, Sahara Desert was like a beautiful green garden with rivers flowing through it. It was home to a variety of natural vegetation and animals like elephants, sheep, ostriches, giraffes, crocodiles, and lions. Due to human invasions and climatic changes, the once green land is now a large land with wadis where once river flowed. The skin and hair of the animals are used to make leather objects like mats, carpets, heavy robes, etc. The settlements near an oasis and the Nile Valley in Egypt supports permanent settlements. The main occupation of the people living near oasis is harvesting and cultivation. They grow crops like rice, wheat, barley, and beans. Egyptian cotton is known all around the world for its fine quality. Camel is the most important animal as it is used for both commercial and local purposes. With the discovery of large oil fields in other minerals in Egypt, Libya, and Algeria, the setting up of new industries has changed both the economic and physical structures of the desert. New buildings and highways are built. Tourism is promoted and motor machines like trucks are used for commercial purposes rather than camels. The nomadic people are transferring to the city area more and more. Developments have taken place in terms of townships, cities, airways networks, etc. Fact file. The temperature has increased greatly in the past few years. The highest temperature ever recorded in the desert was 57.7 degrees Celsius in Al Azizia region lying south of the Tripoli. Fact file: an oasis is a water body formed when the sand is blown in large quantities, leaving a depression on the land and underground water reaches the surface. Ladakh Desert. Cold. It is cold desert lying in the Great Himalayas. It lies in the east of Jammu and Kashmir. This desert has another name, Khapachan, which means snowlands. The Karakoram range lies in the north and the Zaskar mountains lies in the south of this desert. Indus is the most important river flowing through this region. Gangri glaciers and other deep valleys and gorges are found in this desert. The total area covered by this desert is 45,110 square kilometer. The height varies from 3,000 meter in Kargil to 8,000 meter in the Karakoram. High mountains and aridity are some features of this desert. In this picture, you can see Ladakh Desert. Climatic conditions. Climatic conditions. The climate is extremely cold and dry. The high altitude provides little to nil atmospheric moisture and the air is thin. The temperature fluctuates from around 0 degrees Celsius to minus 25 degrees Celsius from day to night respectively. Summers are cool and winters are chilly, ranging minus 40 degrees Celsius in temperature. Rainfall measures only 10 centimeter each year because the Great Himalayas do not allow the water clouds to reach this desert. In this image, you can see Ladakh on map. Because of the thin air, the sunlight penetrates intensely, therefore even in the cool summers, the sun is burning hot. The supply of water during the dry summers is mostly from the melted ice from high altitudes, natural vegetation and wildlife. The dry and cold climate with insufficient rainfall gives no support to abundant vegetation. In some parts, patches of grass and shrubs can be seen. The valleys have poplar and willow trees grow in the nearby areas. Fruits like walnut, apple and apricots are produced during the summer season. Wildlife found in this region is wild sheep, wild goat, yak and variety of dogs. The first two animals are used for commercial as well as local purposes. Fact file: because of the thin air, there are fewer particles in it to refract the sunlight. Thus, the heat is so intense that a person sitting in the sun with her feet in the shade can experience both sunstroke and frostbite. Milk and meat are obtained from goat, sheep and yak. Birds found in this region are robins, ravens, snowcocks, redstarts, etc. Some of these birds are migratory birds. Fact file: the woods from Ladakh are used in manufacturing of cricket bats. The finest cricket bats are said to be made from these woods. The finest wool, sehtush, was obtained from a Tibetan antelope called chiru. It was hunted for its wool, which was extremely warm and light in weight. This species is an endangered species because of its hunting. Humans in Ladakh. Summer season is the crop growing season. The crops are harvested in September before the frost. Crops like potatoes, barley, beans, peas and turnip are cultivated during the summer seasons. Wheat is the main crop grown in high altitude regions. After wheat, barley is the second most important crop. Winters are so cold that no agricultural activity takes place. The native people enjoy this season with ceremonies like festivals. They take care of the livestock and indulge in activities like weaving. Fruits like strawberries, apples, apricots, melons, mulberries, etc. are grown by the people. Vegetables like potatoes, beans, turnips and peas are commonly produced. In the Loop, Article 370 of the Indian Constitution conferred special status to Jammu and Kashmir. However, Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh became two separate union territories on 31st October 2019. Ladakh is the largest and second least populous union territory of India. The women take care of agriculture as well as local shops or other small businesses. The oases in Ladakh are marked by the underground strip of the agricultural farms along with all the watercourses. Like camels in desert, yak is a beast of burden in Ladakh. The livestock is reared in the slope field. Hair from sheep and goats are used to make clothes for local as well as commercial purposes. Pashmina is the main source of income for cloth manufacturers. Yak is used for its milk and cheese made from it. Most of the Buddhist monasteries have marked their gompas in Ladakh. The people here are mostly Buddhist or Muslims. Monasteries like Hemis, Thikse, She, and Lamayuru are some famous monasteries. In this picture, you can see Hemis Monastery, Thikse Monastery. Tourism is another major source of income for the people in this desert. This region is open for visitors and attract thousands of tourists in the ideal months between May and October. Tourists are attracted by the trek for meadows and gompas, glaciers and cultural ceremonies. Leh is the capital of Ladakh. In this picture, you can see glaciers. It is 434 km by road from Srinagar. Leh is connected to Kashmir Valley by the first A National Highway through the Jojila Pass. Kargil and Leh are connected by air. The people of Ladakh live in intimacy with nature and have learned to live in harmony with it. They live in small and scattered villages built along the roads or fields. Value and life skills. Observe the different types of plants, herbs, shrubs, etc. around you. At the end of every week, prepare a report on the information you have collected. Recapitulation. The grasslands depend on the factors like climate and soil. The prairies are found in USA and Canada. In prairies, summers are warm and winters are cold. The people in prairies are mainly agricultural farmers. The velds are the temperate grasslands found in South Africa. This region is drained by the tributaries of Orange and Limpopo rivers. The range of hills covering the velds is known as Witwatersrand. In velds, the summers are warm but short and winters are cold and dry. Most part of the region is dominated by the grass because of the semi-arid climate. In this area, days are extremely hot and dry and nights are cold. Due to the extreme temperature fluctuations, vegetation and wildlife is scarce. The harsh climate does not allow permanent settlements of the tribes living in the desert. Ladakh desert is a cold desert laying in the Great Himalayas. Thank you class. Let's meet again next time.